I'm Daria Teller, President of Executive Alliance, and this is Higher Authority. To my right is Aaron Frenchman, and to my left is Doug Wald, and we're going to be talking about 2025 and what happened there. Guys, let's talk about it.
What happened, indeed.
Staffing.
Not a lot happened. Well, I shouldn't say that. A lot did happen.
Yeah.
A lot of market turmoil and uncertainty, and certainly, just looking at where investments were taking shape in hiring, what was going on with candidate workflows, what was going on with, decision makers, and what would be budgeted for them and be able to hire properly. And because of that uncertainty, it was, kind of a stagnant market. But there are some good things that are looking forward for 2026.
Oh, for sure. But 2025 was pretty hard for a lot of industries. A lot of industries saw that different things at play affected them. Construction was affected, real estate was affected, and we see now that it seems like the tide is turning a little bit more. I feel like we're in a better spot this quarter than we were for the entire year last year.
And this is a norm. 2025, it's been a year. Some people forget. 2025 was a post-election year where there was a turnover in who was in the White House, and it went from one party to another. That always brings economic uncertainty because industries hold back normally, not knowing what's going to be pushed, what's going to be turned over, what's going to be changed by the incoming administration. And I think we saw that in spades.
I think it doesn't matter what side of the political arena you're on. I think the administration just changing. I think that changes the climate of how you feel, and you need to watch your pennies. You need to watch, what you're going to be spending money on, because like you said, Aaron, you don't really know what's coming out there. You don't know. They could run on a platform that says they're going to promote X, Y, and Z, but until it comes to play, you don't really know what's going to happen. And I feel like the clients definitely had a lot of trepidation when it came to sending an offer or their process or how many people were involved with the overall process, where I feel like everyone sort of settled in. Again, it doesn't matter what side of the arena you're on, but I feel like people settled in now and they're like, okay, at least now I know what my budget is going to look like. I feel more confident. What are you seeing, Doug?
Yeah, well, I think, there's a lot of legitimacy to that. I think that, there was an expectation in the market coming in with the new administration that, regulation would be lax on the banking side, on the manufacturing side, on the technology side. And then that Q1 where there were a lot of trade conversations and trade volatility was taking shape, that kind of held some of that momentum that people were thinking about, which impacted hiring, staffing, budgeting, private equity investments, mergers and acquisitions, IPOs going to market. So I think that Q1, Q2, change in tone and change in some of the policies that were, being part of the administration, people held their pockets and held their budgets. And then it got into Q3 where there was still a little more uncertainty in terms of global trade. Where was there going to be investments? Where were things? What was governance looking like? So I think the market's baked itself into that now, and I think the market's really kind of expected some of those shifts and trade wins that were going to take shape. So we're seeing more activity, certainly with an executive alliance for Q1, Q2. Sure. Our clients are coming back. They're excited about hiring. They're excited about innovating or advancing their brands and things of that nature. So that's kind of what we're seeing in the tailwinds of 2025. And what we're seeing that could be pretty exciting for 2026.
For sure. I think, though, the candidates last year as well, they were more apt to stay where they were and not jump ship, regardless if there was a better package, a better expectation. I think candidates felt that fear, and they just sort of wanted to hang on.
Right.
Yeah, comfort took a front seat compared to maybe a few dollars more, maybe a little more benefits. The benefit was, I know it's the devil you know versus the devil you
100%.
don't know.
We saw that term come about called job hugging.
Right.
And to those exact points, people were more comfortable in those environments, even though they might be endeavoring to get something new or drive their career forward or have more learning and development opportunities or things like that, because of the climate and the uncertainty, they want to stay with where they
They
are.
were scared.
But but
Yeah,
now
for
we're
sure.
hearing from those candidates again that
Oh, yeah.
are seeing more fluidity in the market, seeing more investment,
Yeah.
and seeing, okay, there might have been an opportunity 6 months ago. Okay, what are you seeing in the market? What could be viable for their career path? So
Yeah,
again,
for
we're
sure.
starting to see some good opportunities come about.
Yeah, I think
know,
so.
And one of the other things I noticed about candidates in 2025, and we're not that far removed from COVID and all the things that happened
true.
2020, 2021, even into 2022. Candidates' expectations have started to regulate. The things that were important post COVID, I need to work fully remote. I need this,
That's
I
true,
need
yeah.
that. People have started to realign what's important to them,
Mm-hmm.
and that affected candidates again wanting to leave,
Yeah.
or more importantly, really refusing to leave where they were.
Yeah.
And companies also, a company that posted a job in 2023 or 2024 where they were open to a remote or a hybrid working environment are now back to office.
Yeah.
And those shifts have, they did slow down the hiring process. Well, a year ago, we would have hired this person on the spot. Are we willing to buy into them only wanting to come in 2 days a
Right. That
week?
hybrid model. Mhm.
So that is, I think, moved back towards pre-COVID numbers.
Yeah.
And again, affected what candidates and what clients are looking for.
Yep, and that's a great point around the shifts where before COVID, most people were on premise. After COVID, everybody was remote. Now, it seems like, and just based on LinkedIn data that we're seeing, where more of these jobs are going to be either on-prem, especially AI jobs. AI jobs are going to be really prominent in the market. They're going to be paying a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they want people there in seats, and where's the maturity of that company to be able to govern, a disparate workforce? Do they have good supervisors? Do they have good management structure where
Yeah.
they can work with a remote workforce, or prefer to have people in-house where they're managing their development processes, their quality processes? So that shift is kind of taking shape and centered, where more people are on premise, or at least some hybrid model where the fully remote thing is not that it's dead, but companies have really kind of brought it back to the center in that respect, especially when they're advancing their solutions and want to maintain their quality and their production and stuff. So that's something that we're seeing as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think overall companies are really trying to figure out how to bring it back completely, though, because it's you have someone that now sort of relies on being hybrid, or relies on that day that they're working from home because they're doing X, Y, and Z that may not have something to do with work, but it's sort of become the norm, and it's trying to bring those things back. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see where we go from here, but from what I've seen so far for 2026, seems like a lot more is going to be in-house. A lot more is going to be, maybe 1 day a week as opposed to that 3 and 2 kind of thing.
Right.
I think it'll be very interesting to see the way this first quarter folds out. And I think that's kind of a wrap for us today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us at Higher Authority. If you'd like to send us your questions, comments, suggestions, we'd love to hear them. You could send them to info@execsally.com. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Doug.
Thanks, Dory.
Thank you all.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.